With me today, in honor of the very first Dirty Lounge podcast, we have a very special guest with us, 5 9 Gaming Editor Extraordinaire and DBL Community Pillar, Anatoly, the Soviet Super Saiyan. Hey man, welcome to the podcast, and thanks so much for taking some time out to join me here today.
Hey, what's up, man? Glad to be here. It's nice to be the inaugural guest to this.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I've been trying to get this together for at least a couple of weeks now, and I haven't had time. I know you've been busy as well too with 5 9 Gaming, and it's been hectic for everybody for the holidays, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I've been just absolutely swamped.
So that being said, leads me into my first couple questions. You're with 5 9 Gaming now, and that collab is just amazing. Obviously, with so many content creators, and how has that been going for you? Maybe you could just run us through like what your typical day entails.
Oh, it's been going great. Honestly, my typical day is just staring into Adobe Premiere a lot. Like, I guess like there's like two types of projects that I'll normally have. Like, one will be just the stuff that I'm like steadily working on. Like, I've been like Truth and whoever else wants to join in with them have been streaming Final Fantasy VII. So I have like I want to say like 18 hours of raw footage right now that I could just like at any time go through and make more episodes of for YouTube. And then the other times will be, some news pops off for a game, say Cyberpunk or Legends or whatever, and a couple people get together, do a discussion, a little video about it. They'll, say, hey, it's free, I'm free, I'll grab it, edit it up and try and get it back to them as quick as they can so we can, stay on top of things when they come out. But yeah, that's about, a typical day for me.
Oh man, it just cut you out for like a good 10 15 seconds right there.
Oh man, I didn't even know. Oh, my bad.
It's all right. Um, but yeah, well, I guess I'll have to edit some of that, I guess. But as far as the collaboration for 5 9 Gaming, I know in this community it's got to be a highly coveted position to be in, and I'm glad that they gave it to you. In my opinion, I think they picked the right guy for the job, and your editing is just on point, man. That triple collab that I saw you do with Gasha for that Dokkan run or race, that was really well done. How crazy was it to edit that one?
I'll be honest, that was kind of madness. I've never had a single project take me that long, and it was to the point where at I had to like actually do math to make these edits work because normally you can kind of just wing it and eyeball it, make everything look right, but I had to like sit down and graph out where I was gonna put everything so it was all aligned in the final product. But beyond that, like my rig's not terrible, but it's just like a decent editing rig. But I wasn't used to having to deal with like three content creators with having their face cam and high quality audio, then all the games and all the other overlays and stuff. And at one point, my Adobe just started like destroying itself trying to make it work, and I had to spend like a solid hour jerry rigging it so it could just like keep running until I could finally render it all out. But it was crazy to do, but it was a ton of fun.
Oh, right. I for sure I could see that happening because you've got three high level content creators with high def videos and their audio and everything else in between, and trying to put all that into one 1080p video. That's got to put a strain on anybody's rig, even if they got tons of memory and like good graphics card and GPU and all that stuff.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's not you. It usually don't stress my rig that much with editing, but it got pushed to its limits this time.
Well, it definitely did get a chance to showcase your technical abilities and your resourcefulness, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
But yeah, so what I wanted to do was get into some questions about Legends and just get your thoughts and whatnot. So right now we've got the Fury Broly Zenkai. What do you think of the unit, and what kind of videos you got planned for this guy?
I haven't used him too much yet 'cause I'm still working on maxing. But as of now, I'm a pretty big fan. Like, I like that the grind for him takes way less resources than the previous couple free-to-play Zenkais.
Oh
But
yeah, for sure.
Fuby's also needed like a solid support character for a minute now, and I feel like he's gonna fill that role really well for a decent time being. And all in all, I'm pretty happy with him.
Yeah, I do think his support is very good. They cranked up his damage pretty well. He feels like he's gonna be a decent staple on the movies tag at least for quite a while. He'll have some staying power with this Zenkai ability. Um, he he does seem like he's gonna be helping out a lot of teams. To be honest, not just a straight up movies team, but you're gonna have all Broly teams and whatnot too, which that's going to be nuts. We've got the new LF Broly, the Zenkai Broly. You've got Broly and Chilai, the EX Broly. What is it? The green Zenkai and the blue Zenkai Broly. And then obviously, I do feel like they're going to actually Zenkai that purple Broly at some point here in the near future.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Yeah, no, that Broly is getting a Zenkai.
There's no
Like there
doubt,
is
really.
it's not that it's no doubt. It's already planned. It's just the exact timing to them is not 100% set in stone yet.
Yeah, I've been feeling like they've been or they were going to put him out in the I would say recently, in the last maybe month or so. I just had this feeling that he's gonna be next because I feel like they're trying to resurrect the
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 Holy
OG
Trinity,
the OG
yes.
Holy Trinity.
As soon as
Yeah,
Bardock got a Zenkai, I'm like, it's only a matter of time. I can see this is like
yeah,
crystal clear where this is going. Oh yeah, because unlike a lot of like straight like pure Zenkai teams you can run now, a lot of their Z boosts don't align, but pretty much every Broly just buffs Saga from the movies, and then they'll all have their
right.
Zenkai, buffs too. So that'll be fun. I remember running an old Broly team like three-ish months back. I can't wait to try out the updated version.
So that being said, we've got this New Year's Rising banner, and I personally think it's hands down best idea for a banner that they've had so far. How hype is this banner, dude?
This may be like it literally may be the most hype banner in Legends and possibly like any gacha I've ever seen. I mean, there is no way like to get a bad pool on this. It's just you get 9 guaranteed sparkings and then a guaranteed LF. I literally, if you're free to play, no matter how stingy you are with your CC, I feel like this is a must spend. Just get it immediately.
Yeah, and to be honest, three case chrono crystals for three guaranteed LFs. I mean, you can't get three guaranteed LFs on 3,000 crystals no matter what. Like
Never.
that's just
I
never gonna
never.
happen.
Yeah, no. Usually, you could probably spend 10,000 chrono crystals and get absolutely no LFs for it. So to get three and 3,000, yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I went in about 11K on my two accounts for UI Goku, didn't get him. Went on 9K on the other one and got one copy. So I mean, we're pushing 30K crystals and I got one copy over three accounts. So
Yeah, that
that
sounds
kind of
about
gives you an
right.
idea of the average, I think, for most people trying to pull an LF.
Yeah, I think I saw the math on it once, and on average, it would take like almost 22,000 crystals to pull a specific copy of an LF you want off any banner, which is that's just astronomical.
Which, yeah, I agree. And I mean, what was it? I think the best luck I've had on any individual LF was Vegito Blue on the second anniversary. I had about 35K crystals saved up for from grinding. And then when they dropped several events during the month for the celebration, I grinded all those up. That was like another 3 or 4K. And then I think I bought a couple of the cheap packs in the shop, and I ended up spending like 42K, and you know I got them to 8 stars. So that was supremely lucky on my part.
Yeah, I think the best
But
luck
that's not most people.
yeah, no, God, no. I think the best luck I ever had with LF was on the first anniversary. I spent maybe 12,000 CC total, didn't buy on any sales, and I got my Super Vegito to 4 stars. And I remember just absolutely rolling the meta, and it was kind of funny because my one friend just went so hard on the banner, and it took him till like the last day of anniversary to pull a copy, and I just kept getting them just like on random multis I'd throw together.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I first started playing the game too, like it wasn't even an LF character. It was the what do you call it? The Goku Black, the Rose, the red one.
Hmm.
My son was pulling on it. he spent 30,000 chrono crystals and he got none, zero, not
Wow,
even an
that's
LF
that's
card. You
rough.
know? Yeah, he kind of got disenchanted with the game after
Yeah,
that.
I can see that happening.
But I mean, it just goes to show you that sometimes the rates, like they seem they seem okay when you look at the paper. You're like, that doesn't look too bad, and then you pull on it and you're like, nah, this is dog
Yeah,
duty.
when you're actually facing the reality of it, it's whatever's on paper doesn't matter too much anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. So this meta actually has got me playing PvP more than I have in several months. I took a pretty decent break. I mean, I think I got to like battle rank 10, some like is the highest I've gotten before now in the last like 3 months, and I'm just having a blast. There's such a varied amount of tags that you can run and be meta relevant right now. I mean, we've got Vegeta fam with that new Rising Battle Vegeta. I've been having a blast playing him. The Super Saiyans, God Key, Fusions, Future. I've even been doing Legends Road. Movies and LOE, I think, are my two new favorites to run. But
Yeah,
what
no.
teams are your favorite right now to be running?
Honestly, my favorite is probably Vegeta Fam and LOE 2 because I've been having a blast with that free to play Vegeta, and I've been absolutely loving the new Red Frieza. But like you said, I feel like the meta's in the healthiest place it's been in a solid like half year. You know, you can go to PvP and play 6 matches and face 6 different teams. Like I was the same as you. Like I had honestly taken a pretty solid break from PvP, and this is the first time in a couple months that I've actually been up in top 20K. I can't remember the last time I've actually bothered to like stay up in there, but I mean, it doesn't even feel like, like a couple when I used to be, trying to actually grind rank, it'd feel like, oh, I have to, slog through this to get there. I've just been playing a lot of PvP because it's fun and just accidentally pretty much got up into top 20K.
Yeah, yeah. See, I mean, I'm not trying to go for top 20K or anything like that anymore. Mostly, I mean, I got to what 8K or something like that, RP, and I started seeing at that point right around there. It's probably every other battle is like a full Zenkai team, and I just said, I love playing PvP right now. I just don't love it that much.
Yeah, I feel. See, that's when I bring in my Zenkai Androids team, and then I even the field.
Yeah, that team's still really good. I really like that Androids team. I
The
don't I
moment
don't
that team
have
gets a blue, it's gonna be gnarly.
my opinion of gotcha games is the hype should always be around the newest, best new unit, right? Like like, oh, it's so hype getting this new unit that just dropped. Especially if it's like a Legends Limited or something like that, or whatever game you might play, whatever they call it. Um, I feel like they've moved too far away from that with Zenkais, and I've Zenkai'd a couple of the units, specifically the Super Saiyan Gogeta, the red one. I think he's really good, and I've main fusions obviously, so it was a no-brainer for me. And then I do all the free ones, but the rest of them I haven't been spending money on it because it's not what gotcha is for me. Like they're just rehashing old units and making them broken. It seems like.
Mm-hmm. I
Um,
definitely get that, and I feel like most people honestly feel kind of like you do. I guess I'm kind of like the odd man out to this, where I like Legends is pretty much the only gotcha game that I play and enjoy, and I feel like I enjoy Legends despite the gotcha. So with these like old Zenkais and stuff for
yes.
Android 18, where I'm one of those people who goes out of his way to make sure I get all the Masters Pack units and every little bit of like value they can give us. So
Oh, me too.
when they come back around and say, hey, we Zenkai 16 and 18, these characters that I've had 14 red stars for a year now, I kind of like being able to be like, hey, I don't have to fight the gotcha. I can just spend these CC and I have like really good characters. So to me,
Yeah.
I personally do like that, but I do feel that they have gone a little bit too far because I feel like they need to do more Zenkai's kind of along the level of say like Green Broly and stuff like that versus 18, where they make these characters 100% usable and viable again, and even like great choices for their teams, but not necessarily like meta warping around themselves. Because that way you can have people like
Yeah.
me happy because old characters are usable again, but it would also not take away from the fact that the new gotcha characters are like the hypest thing.
for me, it kind of, I mean, at least from a business standpoint, I feel like it decentivizes people from spending money on the banners.
Oh,
Like
it does. I mean, the reason I
if
like
all
it
they
is
have to
because
do
I
is
had
spend a guaranteed 7K and they've got a busted character that's gonna dominate the meta for the next 3 or 4 months, why would they spend like 20,000, 30,000 on a banner?
yeah,
you
no,
know?
exactly. Like 100. I like it because I can do that. But from a business perspective, no, you're 100% right. It de-incentivizes people like me who. It's not that I don't spend, but it's just like I'll spend when I feel like it's worthwhile. Well, it's hard to say a lot of banners are worthwhile now compared to these Zenkai banners to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so for me, it's more about the units themselves. I do enjoy, the UI Gokus, the Gojitas, and all the hype units. Um, but when I see like the FSK Gohan and Android 18, man, they still just shred through everybody. Color doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
Stars don't matter. It's just you're one comboing teams.
Yeah, no, literally, and like to this day, 18's just ridiculous. Like I'll throw like when I'm running androids, they'll switch into a red thinking they're safe. Then I'll just throw her and kill the red. Someone else switches in and her buffs are triggered again, and now my opponent's like, oh god, she's about to 1v3 me.
Yeah, so like whenever I'm getting frustrated or like I have a really bad match in PvP, on my OG account I have Gohan. I've got him at Z7, so I just bring him out in a team with the Kid Goku and the Blue Trunks, and I just shred through PvP for a little while just to make up for it, make myself feel better.
I don't imagine. I actually just got that Gohan to Z7 because I used that Legends Limited Z power we got off that one step up to get him to seven
Oh yeah.
stars. And so I'm working through getting all his soul boost panels and abilities unlocked, and I can't wait to finally get to try that degeneracy myself.
The fact that they basically made his Zenkai free by going through the ticket, or not the ticket, but the shop, the equipment shop or whatever.
Yeah,
That's just crazy that he's like pretty much still the best unit in the game.
I wouldn't say pretty much. The only character I would say could compete with him is the Android 18 Zenkai, but by the fact that he hard counters her so much, I have to say that he's better still.
Yeah, he can. I mean, if he gets the right support buffs and whatnot going, he can still one shot her with his ult.
Oh, easily.
Yeah. So I mean, she's definitely hard number two, and he's hard number one. If I had to guess.
Who would you say number 3 is then?
That's a little harder because there's a lot of situational that has to come into play for who you're fighting and what teams, and obviously skill comes into it a little bit too. But if we're just going off of stats and kit, man, there's a lot of really good like S tier units that you could argue for. I'm not really, I don't have like a third that I'm just like, oh yeah, it's definitely that person. I
Yeah,
think
no, I kind of
they
feel
kind
the
of
same.
share. It's kind of a shared grouping.
Yeah, because like I feel like 18 and Gohan just like stand out amongst everyone else as okay, this is like another level. But then
Oh yeah,
even
they're the
like
leaders.
everything below them, then it just kind of comes down to, well, what do you want to be able to do? It's just like, do you prefer drawing out games, something that's better late game, or do you want to go
Yeah,
like an all out blitz like Vegeta fan, where you just go Code Vegeta, the purple Vegeta, and say the transforming God Key Vegeta, and for the first 60 seconds, you're just gonna annihilate everything that you touch.
yeah. I
So I feel
mean,
like, yeah, you're right. It's like real situational when you get to the right below them.
I feel like if we're gonna go off of like if we had equivalent stars on say Gohan, Zenkai 7
Mm.
Gohan and Broly, the new Broly, I think I would definitely put him at the number 3 spot. If you got a 14-star Gohan and you got a 14-star Broly, Broly is bringing it.
Yeah, honestly,
That
I
dude
could
is
see Broly
busted.
being a very good argument because, like, it's crazy to me that, like, for literally almost 2 years now, everyone's been like, "When's Gogeta Blue coming? When's Gogeta Blue coming?" And then Broly comes out at the same time, and I feel like Broly just outshines him so hard. Like,
It's just
like
because his damage ramps up with everything that's done. Anything.
literally just existing, and you just see
Yeah.
buffs go up.
You breathe, and he gets 20%. Like it's so like,
Yeah, and
wait a
he's
minute.
got the cover cut too, right?
Yeah, he's got the cover cut. He's got the blast armor. He's got he nullifies special cover changes.
Yeah,
Man,
he will.
his
He's going
kit
to
is good. It's
get.
really good. I think
Yeah,
he's
no.
got one of those. He's definitely got one of those kits that's going to last for quite a while and keep him relevant
Yeah, that's the
for
thing
some
is
time
he
to
definitely
come.
seems like he's going to age really well, especially as a couple months down the line he comes back out again. People start getting a couple more stars on him. Yeah, I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot of Broly for a long time.
Yeah. So as far as predictions go for the next hype unit, what would you say?
Um, I don't know. I could definitely see it being something like SSJ4 Gogeta if they want to finally give GT a little more love. They want to get like real crazy. I can see this a little further down the road. It probably won't be the next one, but like maybe third anniversary, hit us with a curveball and give us Moro or something. But
Yeah.
I don't know if they don't necessarily want to go like super like star character. I would love to see MVP 17 get a
Oh man,
finally
yeah,
come into
you and
the
me
game.
both.
So I feel like we're to the point where there's a lot of characters like MVP 17 that from a lot of different arcs we've already been at, but that they haven't made characters for. Like I think you've mentioned a couple of times, like an Oob character would be really cool to see. So
Oh
there's a
yeah,
lot of
that
potential.
I would be especially hyped for a Majub, but even just a regular Oob character, I think at this point for GT would be great. Um, if we could get a Zenkai unit, maybe like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta or Rildo, or I mean,
Maybe even like the
there's
Kid
several
Goku
they could
or the
choose
Super
from.
Saiyan Vegeta. Because I'm just thinking those two because they're on the Masters packs and they've been doing a lot of Zenkai's off the Masters packs and they'd be like
True.
really accessible to a ton of people. I mean,
I
also
mean,
what the Yellow Shenron.
I've got my Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta at 14 stars at this point, and
Oh, dude,
he
man,
wouldn't
I
leave
think
me
mine's only
alone,
like
bro.
a star.
Yeah, that guy wouldn't leave me alone for the longest time. He just it seems like every banner he's on, I get like 2 or 3 copies of him now.
Well, that's the way it is.
um,
Especially once you 14-star a character, they do not stop appearing. I remember this was like last January. I'd already had that Fat Boo 14 star, and I kept pulling them. So for shits and giggles, I decided let me track how many more copies of him am I gonna pull. I have almost at this point pulled enough of that Fat Boo to 14-star him 4 times over. It is unreal how much I see him.
Man, that's like now I know how Goresh must feel.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like I summon a decent bit, but like there's no way that I should be pulling this many of that fat guy. It's just like every time I pull a Masters pack ticket and it's a Sparkin, it's like 50-50. It's gonna be him or that purple Gotenks, I swear.
Yeah, so that's another unit I've been thinking that feeling like they should have Zenkai'd already, and the purple Gotenks, the Super Saiyan 1 is one of them.
If we're being 100% honest, like I don't think that purple Gotenks is ever going to get a Zenkai. And the reason I say that is I'm 100% positive the Super Vegito LF will get a Zenkai. I'm just assuming every
Yeah.
old LF at some point will get a Zenkai. And at this point, he would be giving himself a Zenkai boost. And then we have what, 3 Purple Saiyans that, or 2 or 3 Purple Saiyans that boost have their Zenkai boost be that too. I mean, at
Yeah.
that point, like I feel like they're just trying to limit how many stacks he's going to be able to get. Because if you could just run literally a team of him and 5 other Z7s that are giving him a Z7 buff, what would even matter against him in the game at that point?
Yeah, he would be broken. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I mean, 18 would still be contending with him, but I mean, even then, he just removes buffs. So
Yeah,
it's like, all right, good luck killing me without buffs.
yeah, but
um,
that's the only reason why I think that Gotenks, even if he doesn't not necessarily never get one, it might be a while till we get one. But yeah,
maybe,
I actually
yeah.
think that like he would also be a prime candidate if they just decide to say screw it, let's do it.
Hey, and I'm all in if they want to give Super Vegito a Zenkai because again, I main fusions, so that's
Same.
all right up my alley.
He's also one of the only LFs that I have 7 stars. So I'm like, hey, you know what? I'll take it.
Unfortunately, guys, at this point in the video, the audio had become corrupted on our podcast here, so that's all I was able to get off of the original recording. This was actually our second take already because we had issues, technical issues. So I didn't want to force the Anatoliy to come and do it for a third time because that just would have been bad. I'd felt terrible. But anyways, I do want to have him on again, kind of as a tradition. I would say every year, especially, I would absolutely love to have him on more often than that, but at the very least, we want to have him back for the anniversary because he was on my very first podcast. And in fact, the first time I ever did a podcast was on his channel, so it just seems fitting. But at this point, we're going to go ahead and call it a wrap on the very first Dirty Lounge podcast. Thank you all so much for joining us today. We're going to go ahead and try to do more of these types of podcasts in the future with other small content creators like myself. Just whenever we have the opportunity to do that. It's probably not going to be like super frequent, but whenever I get the opportunity, I'm going to jump on it. Other than that, I've got nothing else for you guys except for make sure to smash that like button, post hashtag Dirty Crew in the comment section below, and make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit all on the notification bell to make sure you get those future content notifications. Other than that, you have a great week. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.